So during that time, we had Dylan Brown, champion legacy player, come in and say that he doesn't like Dillion's Alarin list. We were looking over the Alarin list during that time.
Well, Dylan Brown. I'm currently 7-0 with that exact same list on Moto. At the
moment.
We've
got some fights going back and forth. Mate. All right. He's back. So Daffod. Daffod's got a Death and Taxes list. He's been tuning it for a long time. I recommended Horizon Canopies to him, but he hasn't got it. So we've got the 1 Aven Mind Sensor, 3 Flick Wisps. He's still got the Mangara.
Yeah.
2 Brimaz, 2 Sarah Avengers, the full allotment of Cavern of Souls. 1 Cavern of Souls, 1 Aganio, 3 Caracas, 4 Wish and 4 Wasteland.
We're just shuffling up now. The Alarin player, I think, is definitely on the edge here.
Oh, yeah. Daffod's also another one of these players with an allergy to deck changing. And he's spent a lot of money on this. So he's got the full deck. And Dillion has deliberately chosen to play Alarin because of the matchup. He's watched the Daffy play, but Daffy also spent a long time working out exactly what to do in this matchup.
Yeah, well, think about the lines for Dylan. Often he'll resolve the 3rd turn Alarin, and after that, I mean, the Death and Taxes player has no way to interact. I mean, maybe post board, Daffod's got some answers, but pre board, it's just going to be a nightmare for Daffod. I think Dylan should be on the draw.
Yeah, Dillion's actually got some really good matches. His matchup is really good. He's also spent a long time, like, when he plays the deck, he goes through all of the different things that he can do. He's mulling, no, that's pretty bad. He does also have, I've noticed that many times he'll play the Tinder Wall and go straight into the 2nd turn Alarin, which he did a phenomenal number of times.
Look...
They play test together, so this will be an interesting matchup to see how they play. But Daffod's keeping his 7.
Daffod's got answers post board. I mean, he's got a needle, but look, if Dylan boards in a harmonic sliver, the needle's irrelevant.
Channeling Daffod is like
Lean and Relic Water in response to
no. So what I've seen him do is he Flicker Wisps the Alarin, and then Flicker Wisps it again.
That's pretty trolly.
So he Flicker Wisps it twice when I was playing it to swing for lethal, so he got it out at both times. So I went Recruiter, go get Dreamstalker, and he goes Flicker the Alarin. Just fix you.
You always see the Cavern Harpy hand to beat that.
Yeah. But we're leading with an island, so this isn't going to go particularly swell. Although Daffy didn't leave with his turn 1 Ether Vial
this particular build of Alarin is extremely heavy on basics. So he might just be playing up the island to dodge Wasteland. If he's got a island Trop hand or something like that, it's just of course it's the way you play it out. I'm seeing Underground Scene Therapy here. I'm not sure how he's stacking it. An island.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much a shuffle here.
You don't need the therapy.
As you said, though, Flicker Wisp is dangerous. I didn't even think about that until you mentioned it. So, I mean, it depends on the pieces that Dylan's got in hand as well.
Thalia coming down. That's going to delay him a couple of turns. I noticed that when I was playing Alarin, in particular, a similar number of lands, I believe, to your list, that you have Dillion's list listed here about 3 times. That I had difficulty getting to the 4th mana without the death, the 5th mana without the death rights through the Thalia.
It's pretty annoying.
Daffod also has 4 Revokers.
Yeah, but you don't run Coiling Oracle, do you? In your list, my list has Coiling Oracle.
No, I think I played Shardless Baleful Strix.
Yeah, I should note actually, this isn't my current build. My current build at Alarin's changed it. I've dropped an Oracle and I think something else for 2 Shardless Agents, and I'm not sure if he's running full Ponders. I run full Ponders.
There's an awful lot you can do with the Alarin. There's Revokers, there's Mind Sensor, Flicker Wisp. There's just that's just main deck. Post board, he gets Fiend Hunter, Relic Water, Canonist.
It depends on how Daffod boards. I mean, Dylan boards. I mean, if he boards in the right pieces, then he'll be able to fight through that.
I had Daffy Cataclysm me, keeping Revoker, Spirit, Brimaz, and Mishra's Factory without having played his land for the turn.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, played his land and just swung in. The Cataclysm is absolutely brutal out of the sideboard, and Daffy plays it as best as he can.
Yeah, you're right about the main board Revokers. I've told Dylan to put an Orzhov Pontiff in the board to beat the Revokers.
So, yep, he's got an Orzhov Pontiff. 3 abrupt decays. You've got the Gitu Sling and the Harmonic Sliver, and the Savannah, obviously, for the...
So you've got the answers. I mean, the reason you've got the Pontiff is the Mother of Runes into Revoker on Cavern Harpy draw was previously really bad until the deck started boarding into Pontiff.
Well, this is the first time I've not seen Daffy lead with a turn 1 Mummer Bar.
Daffy's pretty good at drawing.
Yeah.
That's why that's so hard legacy.
I'm pretty sure he practices in front of the mirror.
Yeah. No, it's good to see Daffy have a lot of success. I mean, he won a Mox Pearl at a previous Legacy event, and since then he's been putting a lot of work into building his deck and shooting it. So he's become a real Legacy player, actually, after having quite a bit of success with his deck, which is good to see. Beating me in the finals for my own Mox Pearl, actually, that was pretty rough.
Well, you were in the finals for your own Mox Pearl. That's potentially pretty rough.
And I misplayed it. Oops.
Yeah. He's got his final port. Also notice he's not got the unified lands. I wonder if he does that deliberately. Because
maybe he hasn't picked a favourite planes yet. Clearly, it's the Advanced Australia Fair planes that he's got to be playing.
I'm a fan of the one he has underneath this one. That was one of my...
Tempest.
Yeah, it's the one with the field and the lightning.
Yeah,
that one looks really good in foil.
Cavern of Souls.
Alright, here we go. What's he naming?
Horror, maybe, for Revoker.
Oh no, we're coming in with a cat? No,
Mangara.
Human for Mangara. This is going to end poorly. He doesn't have the green source
He's going to have an active Mangara. No, he's got a drop in hand. He's got plenty of green.
Oh, okay, he's got the green?
Yeah, he's fine.
We're just not getting there yet. I mean, his life's rough. The Raven Familiar maybe here? Is this list playing Raven Familiar? No, you're a Coiling Oracle man, aren't you?
I'm a current Coiling Oracle Shardless Agent kind of guy.
Christopher Turner in the Highlander League is playing Coiling Oracle in his deck. In a Bant Pod deck.
A good draw here, I guess, would be a fetch out into a forest with an Oracle. It's awkward that you can't brainstorm stack before you cast your Oracle. Just with the Thalia out.
Yeah.
What's he thinking about?
You're working out if he wants to try and go for the Alarin next turn if he plays a Tinderwall? No, he's passing the turn.
Doesn't play Tinderwall, I don't think, this list.
This list? Okay.
Look, I'd cut Tinderwall for Death Ray.
Okay. I'd much like the Tinderwall just for the ability to kill your opponent on turn 2.
Look, if you're going to do that, you might as well play Ancient Tombs and go all in, I think.
See, they hurt. I think the Tinderwall is just nice to be able to have. It also blocks reasonably well. There's a lot of little niche things you can do it if you actually activate its ability and kill.
Look, I don't think Tinderwall is wrong. I just think it's a difference in choice and how you structure the deck. I mean, my deck's more like a bug control list that has LOL Alarin. But,
yeah, alright. And then the combo, obviously, which is quite intensive in the number of cards. Do you have the Supreme Redundancy in there?
What's the Supreme Redundancy?
So you've just got the Dreamstalker, right? You don't have the additional Dreamstalkers or the Mana War or the additional win cons.
Mana War's terrible. You play double Dreamstalker, Sodraxis Alchemist main.
Mana War has multiple uses.
And Eternal Witness. The Sodraxis Alchemist is a Mana War.
That's true. So we do have a double Dreamstalker.
Always a double Dreamstalker. You need the redundancy if they can play a Dreamstalker. And then you've got different pieces on the board. Shardless Agent does make things interesting.
So the correct Alarin stack is 3 Recruiters, 2 Dreamstalkers. Yes?
Yeah, usually. I mean, you go Recruiter, Dreamstalker, Dreamstalker. Then you get a Cavern Harpy. And then you return the Cavern Harpy to itself twice. What that does is it leaves you with a Dreamstalker in hand to protect the Parasitic Strix if someone tries to swords it.
Yep. Okay, that works.
Or Crows and Grip it, actually. Well, that doesn't work, does it?
You don't ever give them the... No, the trigger goes on the stack.
But like, even if they swords the... Yeah. So the risk is, like, when they can... At that stage, they can swords the Parasitic Strix when it's in play and the Cavern Harpy is on the stack. So you have a Dreamstalker in hand.
Oh, so obviously...
To save the Strix.
Obviously, you cast the Cavern Harpy, put it in play, and then have the ability to...
Then you self-bounce it to bounce the Dreamstalker back.
So you have the other one,
yeah. So you have protection. Yeah.
But that still requires an amount of life. I think that Dillion's in a lot of trouble here, because...
No, you can just slam him. He's slamming Alarin on the next turn.
He can't slam Alarin. There's the Thalia still in play.
He's got the Thalia still.
Yeah, and the Cavern is really stopping him from casting.
He's hitting 6 a turn. He can still get there. He'll be on 2. It just depends on...
6 a turn, potentially...
on what the follow-up is. If there's another creature here, he's in trouble.
Well, there's Rishenport Wasteland, there's Swords...
Well, Wasteland's
like, there's so many bad things. Mother of Ruins means that the Thalia's never going away.
Well, he doesn't have a main board way to deal with Thalia, does he? So
I don't think so, no.
Just ignore the Thalia.
What was that just came down?
What it does mean is if he plays a blocker this turn, he can't block the Mirren Crusader. That's bad.
Yeah, here we go. So next turn, a land drop means that there's a really... Is that lethal? That's what?
That's
4,
8.
8.
That's 8. If you
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There we go. Okay, we've got a better skull.
So Dylan needs to force the
trigger
Mystic here, just because the extra damage is what kills him, actually.
Yeah, he just goes and gets the sword, because Daffy has a Sword of Fire and Ice in his main deck, which is
bad, because he just equips it to something. And
the Mirren Crusader. The Mirren Crusader is lethal of its own accord with a sword. Yeah. In fact, he can equip it to the Thalia. He gets Jit. Why does he get Jit?
Remember, he can pump the Crusader
Maybe he changed his list
on the second.
Okay.
So it does the same thing. Like Mirren Crusader hits, you get 2 Jit counters. You pump off the Jit for the second swing off the Crusader.
Previous
doesn't make a difference.
Iterations of his list have played Sword of Fire and Ice main. Does this one? It does. I'm curious why I didn't get that.
Maybe he wants to swing with the Stoneforge and just hardcast the Jit, which is a bit greedy.
The Jit goes twice, and it still deals lethal damage with the Crusader because he's on 8, but it also gives him the counters to potentially stop him from going off, but that's a turn late anyway.
Yeah. What's going on here? Brainstorm.
Brainstorming into town. I don't think you're getting there, buddy.
Durdle.
You need to cast... This is where Tinderwalls come in.
Still dead.
You're still dead. You're still dead because it's a Mirren Crusader, but Tinderwalls would have saved you damage in the early game. Also have gotten you the mana to cast Recruiter this turn.
Yeah. So what's Dylan boarding into? Obviously Pontiff and I guess Harmonic Sliver. Pontiff is cute. I hope there's a Pontiff player here. That'd be great.
3 Abrupt Case.
Yeah.
Xantid Swarm is not necessary.
I've actually cut Xantid Swarm.
So he's also got the Gitu Slinger, which I would bring in, just because it kills the Revoker and things, and can wipe the board of the obnoxious creatures.
Well, I might just bring in the Pontiff and 3 Abrupt Decays, I don't know. Swap the Abrupt Decays therapies, maybe?
Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah.
You still have no ability to deal with the Mirren Crusader.
Oh, well. Race it. You're a combo deck, I mean, deal with it.
He's worked out he's dead. Surely, what's he doing? Daffy's pointing out that it's well and truly lethal. He's trying to get his opponent to scoop.
Why? Just kill him.
He's going for attacks.
He didn't swing with the mum, and he didn't have the 4th lane to play equip the Jit.
Yep. So he presented lethal and then didn't attack. And
really bluffed him. Headshot!
He just bluffed him for the win.
Trigger on the stack. What's he got? Does he have a Flicker Wisp or a Revoker?
Flicker Wisp doesn't get there because you can still go off the next turn. You need the
Dylan wins.
With a bluff. With a bluff. Bluffing that he has something to stop Dafford from attacking the lot out.
Well,
what a comeback.
The thing is, Dafford had to attack with the Mother of Runes. I'm not sure if Dylan did bluff him. We obviously can't.
Well, he pointed out that he had lethal.
Yeah.
Yep, so he's going to run through the iteration for Dafford. What's Daffy got to stop him? Does he have anything?
It's too late now.
It's not. There's still a Revoker.
But remember, it does depend on the point when he disrupts, but at any point now, I think it's likely that...
he could also have double swords. For the
double swords does nothing.
For the Dreamstalker.
Well, he doesn't, because he's got the Thalia.
Revoker.
Please, for the love of God, play properly. Don't play badly.
Not the boss recruiter.
Don't even care, bro.
Yeah. With the Kevin Harpy on the stack.
Yeah.
What does he get here then?
He
gets the Sycodraxis Alchemist. He has to wait for it to resolve. Okay.
What's he doing?
Does he have a second Kevin Harpy? Got the Eternal Witness going for the 4th? No, that won't work. What have you got? What are you doing? Kevin Harpy's on the stack, yes? Oh no! Have you just bombed this? Oh! What did you do? Well, he has the blockers now.
No, he doesn't. He's got Mum. The guy's got Mother of Runes.
He's got a blue blocker, a black blocker, a red blocker.
Oh, that's true. That's quite funny.
Oh, wait. Yeah, so the blue and the red are the only relevant ones because the Mirren Crusader. We're now at an interesting board state. I think this is where the Sword of Fire and Ice would be relevant.
I think what Dylan quickly discovered is Draxus Alchemist doesn't do a very good job when you bounce the Revoker. But,
yes, that's true. The Kevin Harpy then does have the ability to, if it's in play, it's fine. You can activate its ability to go off multiple times.
If it's on the stack.
Yeah. He just waits until it's on the stack.
Yeah. What is magic?
That was a phenomenal bluff, though. This is a really good game of Magic compared to the other two, in which we've just had... Oh, so Lockie had 4 Fire Blasts.
Yeah, and the Revoker resolves.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, resolved. Here we go. Bouncing that to bounce that. Alright, here we go. Bounce the Revoker.
And then activate Harpy. when you replay it.
So Swords here would have won the game. That's unfortunate.
Okay, so how do you do this? No. It doesn't work like that, Dylan.
Oh, he doesn't. No! Daffod.
What?
You just replay the Revoker.
What happened?
Daffod didn't realise.
Well, firstly, he didn't use his mum.
No, he used his mum to try and give protection. He was having a joke. He was saying, give protection to your creature so that it can't be bounced. As a joke.
Why didn't he give protection to his own creature?
The mum had just come into play the turn before, hadn't? Oh, no, it hadn't. It had been there. Oh, no! Daffod! So many things, Daffod.
Wow.
Alright, so if we speak to Daffod after this...
Daffy.
Alright, so what's coming out? We've got Intuitions, is it?
So, just to make it clear, though, the situation is with this Draxus.
So it's a Mana War effect?
Look, the question is who takes the initiative. So if you bounce the Revoker, it's back in your hand, right?
Yeah.
At any point. The problem was Dylan was on 2 life. So if you're on more life, right?
Yeah, you can do it multiple times.
You just activate response to you casting it again. The fact he's on 2 life means you can only activate it once.
Yeah.
So let's just say, hypothetically, that Daffod didn't have the Mother of Runes.
Yeah.
Hi again, guys. This is Shane and Jacob in Canberra for the top 8 of the Canberra Legacy League.
Shane's our third-party pair. I'm the tournament organiser. And from Sneak and Show. We're at the top 8 after 24 players, 5 rounds of double Swiss. Double Swiss is the tournament where we have 2 Swiss going simultaneously, and we need a third-party pair to make sure there's no one who has any bias, because people can switch decks each round. Yeah. It's a proxy event, so we may see some proxies. I don't think so. We've tried to unproxy them, and only a few people have still got them in there.
Yeah, so we just saw Alarin Myers twice against another Texas Myers. Yeah. Bluff his way
into resolving Alarin when his opponent had lethal on board and there was nothing he could do. Slam the Alarin, go for an Recruiter to loop into the Alarin. Revoker comes down in response to the Cavern Harpy. Then we have the 4th Recruiter come down.
Yeah, get us a Draxus Alchemist.
To bounce it.
And then the Death and Taxes player forgets firstly to activate his Mother of Runes.
And then to replay his Phyrexian Revoker.
And the thing is, in this situation, because the Allurin player was on 2 life, usually an Allurin player with a Revoker on the stack could just activate Harpy multiple times, but he couldn't. He could only activate it once.
Yeah.
And because the Death and Taxes player had the initiative, he could have killed the Allurin player, and if the Allurin player tried to force combo, he just played the Revoker and win. But he chose to lose, unfortunately. So
yeah. Alright, so what have we got here? And they play regularly, so I think that Dillian used his advantage of knowing Daffy to somehow bluff him. I think that was...
by the way, you mentioned this list not having an alternate win condition. It's got 2 alternate win conditions.
No, I meant it not having the Supreme Redundancy where it has...
Orzhov Pontiff and Giddy Slinger. I've actually killed someone on Modo with an Orzhov Pontiff.
Because it has the Haunt?
The +1/+1.
You just pumped your guys.
With a Cavern Harpy in hand. I didn't have a Recruiter. I had a Shardless Agent I played on a previous turn. and a Cabin Harpy and a Pontiff in hand, a forced Alarin, pumped the Shardless Agent 15 times with the Pontiff and attacked.
But this list doesn't play Shardless, so
it's irrelevant. Some do. You can do it with Calling Oracle.
So potentially from Daffy, we've got Council's Judgment, Spirit of the Labyrinth, Ethelsworn Canonists, Leonard Renacle. He's just got a board full of things that are nasty to bring in. Whereas Dillion's only got also Pontiff,
remember, I mean, it's not about having only. I mean, they're one-off pieces.
Oh, they
shitterable.
Yeah, they're all shitterable, but there's a lot of things to stop there. The spirits can stop you from drawing up.
But look, he's not going to have the same problem he did with the Revoker this coming game, because he just searches Pontiff and wipes the board.
Yeah, well, Pontiff will get there. Yeah. The thing to think about is potentially the Pithing Needles, the Mind Sensor, those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Pithing Needle on the
Pithing Needle is Harmonic Sliver. Doesn't do anything. Pithing Needle's really bad because you can't protect it with Mother either. Pithing Needle's irrelevant. So it's a matter of either the Death and Taxes player putting out a multitude of hate pieces, so like a Revoker on Harpy, a Needle on Harpy.
Canonists.
So
there's 2 Council Judgments, and I think if Daffy brings those in, then we'll have a problem, because the 2 Council's Judgments aren't actually going to do anything. They're sorcery speed removal, and when they finally come down, he's already going to be dead. There's going to be multiple recruiters. Yeah. All right.
So we're back at the match. Alarin's a game up. We're going into game Daffy's 2 with Death and Taxes on the play. Yep.
But yeah, winning that first game for Dillion was a massive advantage. Getting that bluff through, just so many things that Dillion did there. He's
pretty happy with
himself. Pretty happy.
I'm gonna watch out next time I play against that guy. Like, I'm gonna be really careful.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely Daffod's
not so happy.
Look at him tilting, the eyes fluttering.
The Jim Wilkes experience in the background, of course, just knowing quietly that he'll probably mize his way to the win now.
Yeah. So Jim was actually under the impression that there was a cash prize at the end of this.
Oh well.
Yeah. I was very disappointed to find out that we were doing it in cardboard.
Yeah. How's he going to pay for those strippers afterwards?
Yeah, but I was saying before that it's very impressive that he topped the standings as well as playing in the Pro Tour and multiple GPs during the course of the league. He went away for 3 weeks in a fortnightly based double Swiss. So he played 2 matches
mulled now to 6 cards.
Oh, yeah,
possibly looking for a Canonist, Revoker, or some other kind of hate piece. Puts him on the back foot even more.
Mulliganing for hate in this particular matchup, I mean, he's got enough of it. I don't think that it's necessary. I think it may have just been a mulligan based on lands.
Could be. I mean, look, when you're the Death and Taxes player in this situation, you just want to lay out hate pieces and keep delaying by a turn until you can beat him to death with the Mirren Crusader.
I think he might have. That might have been. I didn't see the hand, but if he might be tilting a little bit and have mulliganed an unnecessary hand. I know that Daffod often can tilt very easily, especially when he's messed up, and he usually plays so perfectly. Does he just have
the Singleton Cavern of Souls?
Yeah, just the Singleton.
Okay, because obviously Dylan does have the forces. We didn't see him how he boarded, so I'm unsure whether he kept the therapies in or not. The interesting thing with Death and Taxes is all its hate pieces cost 2, so even on the draw, the Alarin player can lay down a black land and therapy out something.
Yep.
Before Death and Taxes even has a chance to react. I'm seeing a bit of jittering from Dylan, actually.
So Quelling Oracle, Imperial Recruiter, Ponder, we've got the lands.
You better not bend those Imperial Recruiters, buddy. I'll be mad at you.
Got the Quelling Oracles, your very nice C's. But yeah, Daffod's also led with another not that great start.
I just kind of wish someone was playing the Storm so I can give them my pimped out artist altered deck. my dank rituals.
You still haven't got everything, right?
No,
you're getting there.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm having a chat to a few other people who are getting into the altering business. I'm going to have a few different artists do my work. I got Luke Emerton to do the
You
first
didn't
set
try
of
and
alters.
convince anyone to play. A lot of people came to you, which I think was potentially biased of you to give information, given that you'd seen other people's deck lists.
No. I think I structured my responses pretty fairly.
Okay.
What do you think you'll be playing? You should play this then.
Okay.
You know, and people knew what everyone else was on, except Lockie and Dylan. I think were the only surprises.
Yeah. I don't think many people were particularly fussed with what Lewis is. If he comes out to win that, it'll be interesting because he's not particularly favoured here. But if he comes out to win it, that'll be interesting. I know that a lot of people weren't really sure what he was on, but just generally waved it away as a deck that attacks things. Morgan has an interesting list, actually. Have you seen Morgan's?
Yeah, Morgan Sedatus is coming up next. He's got a white-black Bears Vile deck. It's completely rogue, and he really did well in the rounds. He's using the Marilyn Morn of the Morn Song combo with David Mindcensor and Leonid Arbiter as well. So that's going to be a really interesting game to watch.
And Ghost Quarters and things, yeah. Well, this is pretty good for both players. I mean, there's a Thalia and a port, so he can lock down the game if he's drawing lands.
While Daffer's porting is not actually doing anything relevant. Though,
that's true. Well, he can attack every turn, but he's not going to get
Daffer can attack this turn and cast a spell, because Thalia will keep him off Alarin for the next turn. So he should not hold port up here.
Well, see... Oh, he's got the Wasteland. Oh, well. But
Definitely shouldn't hold up port now. Just got it, bro.
If he had the Tinder Wall, then it would be fine. Stoneforge? Spirit of the Labyrinth. Interesting. How does that? Coiling Oracles don't draw cards, yes? They just put them into your hand?
Yeah, I think so. No, I think it might be draw a card or put a land into play, so depending on what mode, I suppose.
It does? Yeah, it goes into your hand.
Puts it in hand.
Having a read, double checking. Yep, justifying. Dillian knows his cards. Alright, what do we got? And a Death Ride. He's got the mana. He's going to get there. He's got the Wasteland and Graveyard. He's going to have to port him next turn. But the thing is, if he had the Tinder Walls, there could have been a surprise blowout there, because it's a ritual.
Yeah, but he has to play the Tinderwall with the green mana, and so say he played the Forest Tinderwall, he'd have the 2 islands, so what's he doing?
Going again.
It's fine.
Daffy into Swords the Death Rite. Denial.
Boom, 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 boom.
Don't swing with the Spirit. Coming in with the Thalia. Double block's not going to do anything. What are you scared of?
Simian Spirit Guard, Metamorphose, Snapcaster Mage.
You can't cast Metamorphose through the Thalia, but you could totally Simian Spirit
Gutshot. That's not going to... attacking's not going to make a difference there.
I think Gutshot's a bit much for Legacy sideboards, though.
I was thinking of using it, actually.
Yeah.
Storm, but Slaughter Pact,
Yeah. I was looking at Intervention Pact for Modern. I don't know, Gutshot's in Carlisle's Zoo sideboard. I mean, they're all played.
So is a 2 damage a turn clock going to get there?
I think, depending on the lands, he's got lands in hand.
Now it's a 5 damage a turn clock, so it's a bit better.
Yep. He's thinking about forcing them on. Has he got the... Oh, he's porting, and we're going to go to game 3 here.
Yeah, so...
Daffy coming back and not wanting to be punished for his previous mistake.
So he needs 6 mana sources, or 5 if Daffy taps out. It's pretty hard to get there. Needs a lot of turns. You're almost going to start making terrible plays like Brainstorm through a Spirit of the Labyrinth and crack your fetch to just shuffle 2 cards away from your hand just to get the extra land.
Yeah.
I assume...
oh, God.
You're dead.
Yeah, well, he was dead before. Like,
now he did.
Needed the force there. And he's on what? So he's got a swing. He can play a land, play an Alarin, be very dead.
Yeah, Dylan just scoops you.
No
matter what he does, he scoops.
Alarin, Gitu Slinger gets you there.
Well, yeah, or even Alarin something, and then Gitu Slinger on the next turn, and then combo off.
But yeah, it's so I guess because you can play the Recruiter for the Gitu Slinger on the next turn, and then try and go off.
No, you can't.
Oh no, because there's the mum.
You got Alarin.
There's still the mum. It doesn't matter. The game is over.
No. Okay, here we go. You somehow get to 5 mon, you Alarin. You play your Recruiter.
Yeah.
Your Recruiter gets Pontiff. The next turn you cast Pontiff. And hope he attacks with the Eversword Canonist.
Into the Pontiff that he knows you have. You can't even... Yeah, because you have to cast the Recruiter to go get Pontiff on that turn because of the Canonist. You just look at it and go... Whatever.
Yeah.
Dahlia, he's pointing it out. Yeah. Eversworn Canonist.
I know it's bad.
Gotcha, buddy.
I know it's bad, Dafford. Stop rubbing it in, bro.
But I'm not going to scoop. I got you last time.
Yeah, I did scoop last time. He's got a therapy here. That's weird.
Oh. That's really bad. Another Wasteland. And Daffy draws them. Daffy draws them like anime girls. Lots and lots.
I don't think Duffy draws out of my goals, does he?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, God.
That's major. Oh, okay. Bounce the Quilling Oracle. I don't know what's going on. I don't think you're getting there, buddy.
I'll allow it.
I guess.
Yeah, super. I mean,
it's 11 plays 20.
Dylan had come up with a lot of ramp this game, so it's a shame he didn't make it.
Yeah. But
next turn, port your island. Don't even give you a Coiling Oracle.
Daffod, Talifara on Death and Taxes. DT. He's just going to get there.
Oh, he's got double port now.
He doesn't even need to do things. He can hold back and just bash. Wait, how much toughness does this Sidrax's Alchemist have?
It's a 2/2.
Okay.
It is a mana pool, but it only bounces
but it
with
can,
a voice spell in play. Oh, man, whatever.
grumble.
It's not optimal, but it doesn't actually exactly
he wanted
matter.
to kill Nathalia, and that was potentially going to help him get there. Damn it.
That's fine. I mean, whatever. Pontiff is pretty funny here.
Yeah, leaves you with just a Canonist?
If he opens and Pontiffs, that would be a big turn.
Yeah, Pro, dead, take 4, Pontiff, for 3 guys, come back.
Yeah, so Daffy needs to put the Bayou just in case. Yeah, correct.
Untap Savannah.
No, can't Pontiff. It's black-white.
Oh, yeah, of course. Draw Brainstorm. Not draw. Specifically not draw. Go Brainstorm against Spread of the Labyrinth.
You're not winning. Even against Daffy. He's not going to misplay from this situation. I
Discard
don't think.
Brainstorm. It's 4. Are you just packing up? We're packing up yet? Rishon board. He's pointing out he's got the win. Daffy's lazy. He doesn't like to actually have to do it out because he feels like his opponent's got a trick.
Yeah.
No, he just...
You know what my favourite play in this deck actually is? It's not very good against Death and Taxes, but the intuition for triple therapy is just amazing.
Yeah.
I've done it against Counterbalance, and you just watch the tears. Because, like, you intuition, and they're like, oh, it's getting Alarin. I'll just counter it.
Yeah.
Triple therapy.
And they look at it and go, oh, there's my hand. Cool.
Yeah.
I like the rest of
I did a really good one as well. When I had Eternal Witness in play, I intuition for Recruiter Therapy, and I therapied his live cards from the bin, and then played Alarin Witness, returned my Recruiter, killed him. So it was a 2-for-1. Like, it got the permission out of the way and got me the Recruiter with 1 intuition. Yeah. It was just amazing. The deck does so many cool things.
Look, I'm getting you. You're very dead. You're going to 4. I think that Dean's going for a bit of a psychological play. Why are you giving protection? Oh, just to get through lethal. Sure. It was unnecessary.
What's he saying? Show me the win? Add them up? What's your storm count? Yeah, what's your storm count, bro?
What? He just attacked, didn't he? Life total discrepancy? It was on 9. Okay, alright. Okay.
That changes things. He's still dead.
Yeah. Double Rishon port. The game's over. What were you going to draw? There's nothing you could...
I love looking at that board, though, because Dylan is the kind of player who, you present lethal with creatures and he'd sit across from you and say, what's your storm count? Yeah. What's your storm count? Judge.
So, yeah, until you tap the mana for the tendrils, I'm not dead, buddy.
It's not as bad as your play, Jacob, where I therapied you for the lols and for storm count, named Sajiri Step, and you called a judge over to give me a GRV for naming a land of therapy.
Me.
I'm pretty sure it
wasn't me. No.
Maybe you're just the ultimate bad guy. Whenever a bad thing like that happens to me, I automatically becomes you.
Yeah. No, I was the one who got therapy when I was playing with standstills and had standstill cracked with 1 that I then countered the therapy. Played a second standstill, you crack that, and then you therapied me for the 6 cards I drew.
Yeah. Well, anyway, hi guys, we're back. It's the top 8 of the Canberra Legacy League.
Yeah.
We're watching a Death and Taxes player, Daffod, play Alarin. We're 1-1 at the moment, going into game 3 with Alarin on the play.
Yeah.
So how was that game?
Well, the second game wasn't as great as the first one. The first one where Dillian bluffed for the win. That was just phenomenal. Bluffing the turn and then getting Daffod to misplay. It was just a really good win. And the second one was Still a good win, but not as much going on in the game. It was very much
game
one-sided.
one, the Alarin player basically convinced the Death and Taxes player to scoop the game, which I thought was a pretty impressive job.
Not swing for lethal, then not use his Mother of Ruins to keep his Revoker in play.
Yeah, the Death and Taxes player was in an interesting position. It was against a tapped out opponent. Anyway, we're going into game 3 now.
Yeah.
With Alarin on the play on the left.
Alright.
Island into pass.
He's got the Strix in hand.
No, he doesn't play Strix in that deck.
Parasitic.
Doesn't. Oh, the Strix, the Parasitic Strix. That's really bad.
There's no discard.
You
It's
just
just
want that card. It just does
no. If you
nothing.
draw the Cabin Harpy and the Recruiter, you can go off with the Recruiter on the stack.
You can go naturally. I mean, it's alright getting the Cabin Harpy in hand because the Cabin Harpy itself is an engine. So if you get like a
Brainstorm
Cabin
into
Harpy, you can do things.
what is that? Island Gitu Slinger Brainstorm for the Brainstorm, and it looks like he's going to be putting the Gitu Slinger and something else back, cracking them away because he figures it's tutorable. Which I think is potentially a risk, given that there's the Mind Sensor and things in the other deck, that he won't be able to get it. I don't know.
There's Mind Sensors here as well.
Yeah, he's got a Mind Sensor main in
just a Mind Sensor.
Singular.
I don't like playing the one-offs. I like a bit more consistency in my builds. I mean, Brimaz in particular.
Yeah.
I think Mirror Crusader is just a better beater.
Daffy draws them when he needs to.
Oh,
He's led
king.
He's led Mum. Ready?
So at the moment we've got a turn. Not Alarin on the next turn without a Thalia.
Thalia. Here we come.
Yeah, he's just got the one main even Mind Sensor.
Yeah. Rishan Port Thalia.
That'd be the optimal draw.
He does it to me every time. Ready? No? Okay, just a Plains. What do we got? We got the Thalia, Stoneforge.
He seems a bit unsure, so
because he doesn't want him to go off next turn.
He seems unsure, so I think he's got a choice here between different hate bears. And he's going to Revoker, which kills him. Oh, on the Death Right.
On the Death Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's a fine play.
If he took the Cavern Harpy,
he'd be dead.
You
just tutor up Harmonic Sliver.
No, because he still has the also Pontiff that you said multiple times.
Or all the Elves of Pontiff, or whatever. No. As in the Death and Taxes player would be dead if you named Cavern Harpy. One Revoker does not stop the combo. Yeah.
If he's got the second one in hand, though, the Alarin's not going to get there. The other Alarin win con he could always go for is the manual beats.
I do that all the time.
I know, the Coiling Oracles to death.
Or Reanimator, it's a big one. I mean, often you lose the game 1 against Reanimator and you brought in 4 Fairy Macabres and just Imperial Recruiter Fairy Macabre constantly. And the good thing about Alarin is it has a very good matchup against Show and Tell. If a Show and Tell player shows and tells, you play the Alarin and combo off in response. Yeah,
well, if they put the Omniscience into they're all sorcerers.
It means they can hardcast their force without pitching a card. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But like... If they like the
Wasteland, there we go. Giving him a thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up. Nice Wasteland, bro. Good job. Still got the turn 4 to the next.
Alarin into Recruiter. What's he going for?
You
only saved him a turn.
He needs a Thalia or a Canonist here. Otherwise, there's going to be strife.
Yep. Wasteland's not going to get there, buddy.
Oh, this is not looking good.
Okay, think about what you can cast and what you can bash. Trade the Death Ride for the Revoker.
Seems fun. He's got the Mother, but like if
take 2,
you know, whatever. Like blocking here and making him activate his Mother isn't terrible, depending on what he's got in his hand anyway.
There we go.
That's better. I mean, it's not a big decision, bro.
Did you leave the Wasteland open? No, you leave the White Sword. No, the White Swords can't do anything. You leave the Wasteland open.
Alright. So we're still at 4. Need a 5th mana now. He's got Recruit in hand. I can see the white.
And he's got the Alarin.
I can see the dirty white border.
And the Alarin sitting right there. And I think the last card in his hand is a land, so he's looking for the turn to go off. He's nowhere near dead. He's reasonably safe. I feel like there's not much of an issue here.
This is why I like the 2 Shardless Agents in the deck. It's pretty cute.
It's not in this list.
I know. Like, I mean, this is an older version. I've slowly been changing it as I play on Moto. My current version's pretty similar to this list, though. Yeah. But like a Shardless Agent here, just moving into a Ponder or a Brainstorm or a Therapy is pretty nice. Therapy in particular, if you hit on the first one and sack the Shardless, it's a double Therapy.
You have to crack the fetch land first, though, to get the mana to cast through the Thalia.
Yeah, Brainstorm isn't optimal.
Yeah. You don't want to cast the Shardless here, even if you had it.
Why?
Are there enough basics in this deck for him to crack to go to forest? There is, isn't there?
There should be 5 or 6 basics. Like, it's deliberately designed that you've got to with Alarin. You can't be too greedy with your non-basics. Yeah, 6 basics. Getting in for 4 with the Thalia and the Revoker. Death and Taxes probably needs a follow-up 8-bear here, a Canonist or something. He can always play it in response to the Alarin, though, and try and blow out the Alarin players. So it looks like it might be what he's doing. He was considering playing it, and now he's just thinking stuff it. He's going to play the Alarin out next turn anyway. Might as well do it in response for laughs. The risk, of course, for the Death and Taxes player is if Dylan has a second Recruiter or a Coiling Oracle or a way to draw cards in response to any hate bear that he may play. So we got another hate bear coming down, it looks like. 2 mana. No, just Revoker on Cavern Harpy. As we mentioned before, the Revoker on Cavern Harpy isn't good enough because he just does the full Alarin combo, triple Recruited Dreamstalker, pulling out the Cavern Harpy. The Cavern Harpy trigger bounces the Dreamstalker, bounces the Recruiter, then you pull off the Orzhov Pontiff and go off. So it looks like Daffod is going to lose this game unless he has a Flicker Wisp or something tricky in his hand when Dylan plays the Alarin.
Have we seen what's in his hand?
No. So if he's got a Canonist or a Flicker Wisp, you know, it might get interesting.
Second Revoker came down.
He's got what looks like 2 cards in hand. I mean, the second Revoker would be naming it's naming Cavern Harpy, which is irrelevant. So really, it's all down to what's in.
So we've got an Alarin in Daffod.
He's got an Internal Witness as well,
which is
double Recruiter. Alarin just wins here. Even if Daffod can respond, Alarin just
because even with the Canonist,
he needs double hate bear in hand. So we'll see what hate bear has got. What do you got? Nothing.
No, he's waiting.
No, you play it out here if you got a Canonist or a Flicker Wisp. Why would you give him more permanents? Do you just want to lose? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got something because he's just looking so intently at his hand. Or maybe he just thinks the Revoker on how Harpy will get there.
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough. Present a way to...
Well, he gets to replay it unless the Pontiff... So he's going to get Pontiff here.
No. Harpy first.
Why Harpy first?
Because the Harpy trigger bounces the Dreamstalker and then you get the Pontiff.
Okay.
Yeah, see?
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
No,
it's not a trigger. It has an ETB as well.
Yeah, it's got an ETB. That's what's good.
Okay, so we're looking at lifestyles. Bouncing this, replaying this.
Oh, it's our Pontiff.
That's bad, says Daffod. I wish I'd left that other planes open for swords.
Swords doesn't. Yeah. Maybe you should pack up your lands too, because it's over. I'll pass turn, be a dick. It's just like,
bounce Cavern Harpy, here we go. Revoker.
Alright, I guess I'll Pontiff again.
Bounce it again. Cavern
No,
Harpy.
it doesn't even matter. You're just like, okay. And then
he just bounces it again. He should.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't. You're correct.
Because he's got a Pontiff. I mean, it's completely irrelevant.
Bounce it again. Replay it again. Get back the Dreamstalker.
No.
The Recruiter.
No. You just...
Pontiff
is a black card, though. You don't actually need the Dreamstalker. Cavern Harpy naturally bounces Pontiff.
Yeah. I think he actually made the mistake there in Daffy Scooped. He should have bounced the Pontiff. If he didn't bounce the Pontiff, it didn't work.
What?
So because he Cavern Harpy and then went and pointed the Dreamstalker, bounced the Dreamstalker, go get the Parasitic Strix, and he then can't go off. So he had the Cavern Harpy in play. Daffy should have let him go.
He could have misplayed.
I think he went to misplay, and Daffod scooped anyway.
Daffod, I guess you'll have some interesting things to talk to Daffod about.
Yeah.
You can have an interview with these blokes, and I'll take the next one. And,
sure.
Go out and have a diary, because I know me smoking in here isn't doing any favours for your health. So I'll just get
Just to be clear, he's not smoking inside a premises. He's using one of those shitty vapor ones that still smells terrible. Just so you know, Brad, in case you watch this later, he's not smoking in your storeroom. unsideboarded. Let's have Daffy come join me shortly. Yeah, so we had to talk to him about what went through his head when he just let himself get bluffed out of the game. And the third game, apparently, if should have just let him play it out. He scoops too early and tries to get his opponent to scoop. Oh, Daffy. Brian Kibler distracted him too much. Shane has gone out for a smoke and will be joined by Daffy shortly. Let's see. Okay. So we're here with Daffy after those games. We'll just squeeze in a little bit closer. After those games, just what went through your head? So game one, you had lethal on board and didn't attack.
Because like Mother Moon has like this ability that
you didn't use.
Yeah.
Right? So you wanted to keep it back in case he had
something.
Okay.
Okay.
So he didn't attack for lethal. Then he cast the Alarin.
Yeah.
Went through the recruiter loop. You waited until he went to get the Cavern Harpy to revoke it. And then you didn't use your mum to protect it with the Sidraxis thing. And you didn't recast it when he had the Cavern Harpy. Because recasting it with the Cavern Harpy on the stack also saved you.
Yeah?
Using the mum. Yep, because it comes into play before the Cavern Harpy and he can't then continue to bounce it. And your mum has a second chance to use its ability. He's also on 2 life at this point, and he can't bounce it multiple times in response. You could have played it even in response to the Cavern Harpy bounce thing. He didn't have the ability to pay the life for it. There were multiple things game 1. We saw you kicking yourself. Game 2 was a slaughterhouse. You had all these, you did everything right. And game 3 you went for multiple revokers. Did you know he had the Orso Pontiff?
I knew it was like in his sideboard.
Okay, yeah. There were a couple other things. So you played the first Revoker naming Death, right?
Yeah.
The second one naming Cavern Harpy?
Yeah.
And then he Pontiffed. And when he went through the loop again, so he had Recruiter, etc., he then played the also Pontiff, wiping your field, and you played the Revoker in response to the Cavern Harpy's bounce ability, yeah?
Yeah.
If you had used the ability, the Revoker, to name the Cavern Harpy again because he went to bounce the Dreamstalker instead of the Pontiff, getting the Pontiff back meant that he had the ability to then wipe your field constantly, but because he went for the Dreamstalker, had you cast your Revoker in response to the Cavern Harpy bounce thing, in response to the Cavern Harpy being cast the second time, he wouldn't have been able to do anything. He could have bounced the Orso Pontiff then, actually. But yes, there were things that could have been done differently, and you just packed up cards. Usually we see you play so phenomenally well. You also didn't have the famous Daffy starts of turn 1 Mum, turn 2 Rishon Port.
0 Ether Vials.
Yeah, 0 Ether Vials. No double Flicker Wisp to deal with the Alarin. We were talking a lot about the things that we've seen you do with the Alarin list across the time that you've been playing it. Yeah, so do you have any comments on the things that you...
There's like too many things on the stack.
Too many things on the stack?
Yeah.
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 And that was a problem that you just had difficulty thinking about. You also kept trying to get him to scoop. Did that put you on tilt a bit? Like he wasn't scooping when you thought you had him dead? Like multiple times? Including the time when you could have attacked with Mum and Stoneforge Mystic? It seemed like you just wanted him to scoop instead of having to do it to go through the motions.
I don't know, I know he wasn't going to scoop unless I attacked with everything, and he had nothing.
Yeah.
Because...
You just didn't know the deck well enough to know what he could have had?
Yeah,
You did test a fair bit against that deck for a period of time. I was just trying to work out what you thought he could have had. Especially Flash, like Intuition, maybe? But that would have cost all his mana.
Are there dudes in the deck that have Flash?
Well, you're dead now. We can go through the list. In this list, I don't think there's much that just naturally have Flash. Alarin does it for you.
Yeah.
So what have we got? We've got Eternal Witness, Cavern Harpy, Parasitic Strix, Imperial Recruiter, Death Rites, Calling Oracle, Dream Stalkers, Sidraxis Alchemist, Fury Macabre is an ability, you can use it in speed. Also, Pontiff gives you something a harmonic sliver. No, there are no flash creatures normally in there.
Alright, so
There's Abrupt Decays in board, there was nothing.
Alright.
Yeah. Swinging it all out.
Alright, so if it's game 1, I want to attack.
Yeah.
But then game 2, he probably likes this Abrupt Decay card because it kills the most of my things.
I think I don't actually know. I believe he bought it in the
Seems
Harmonic Sliver and
true.
also Pontiff. Not much else. My question is to you, what did you bought in? Because we
Um,
looked through your sideboard, you just had a ridiculous amount of stuff.
yeah, I bought it in, like, the cards you saw.
So you bought it in the Spirits of the Labyrinth?
I bought in the Canonists and the Spirits.
Yep.
And I think that was it.
Yeah, the Canonists and the Spirits, not the Fiend Hunter or Learn and Relic Order or Killing Needle.
Don't think so.
Okay. Another question that we had for you was, you went and got Jit instead of the Sword and Fire and Ice you have main deck.
Hmm.
What were you thinking then? Because the Sword of Fire and Ice was well and truly lethal.
Well, because it's a long time to like get it equipped, and what it does is it
Kills his guys.
yeah, when it gets counters, it kills the dudes, which makes it harder for them to come off.
But Sword and Fire and Ice was next turn if you drew a land, which is what you need to do with the Jit,
Yeah.
was lethal. Well, it was well and truly lethal, regardless of any tricks.
Well, there's a double strike dude.
Yeah,
Dude counters pretty good.
that's true. It is. It still wins you the game, I guess. Either way, it won. Or just
Yeah.
Sword of Fire and Ice also meant that if he went through the recruiter motions and couldn't get there, that your guy had pro red, pro blue, and couldn't be blocked. Even with it was just pro red, pro blue, pro green, pro black.
Yeah.
There was nothing. That was a thought. But yeah, so I'm taking it as an amount of regret after having played so phenomenally throughout the league, doing so well.
Yeah.
We spoke about you winning the Pearl, the Tropical Island,
Yeah.
doing so well. You were third place in the Legacy League,
Um,
and then to come in and play Alarin. You played Daffy a lot,
Yeah.
and so obviously you played the Alarin matchup quite a bit, and then just some of the cards and too much stuff on the stack was a bit much, was it?
Yeah.
Alright.
You, you talk me up too much. You
Okay.
somewhere. Is this going?
I talked to other people about channeling Daffy, because every time I played you, you start with a Mum or an Ether Volunteer, one into a turn 2 Thalia.
I did have a Source of Passion in my opening hands.
Yeah.
That was my one drops.
Did you
So I was hoping to snipe a death or something, but that never happened.
Did you have the opportunity to leave the plains open instead of the wasteland? Like you could have done that. So the Thalia could have then. You could have swordsed the after your Thalia was dead from the wipe of the Orso Pontiff. You had an opportunity just for a moment.
Oh yeah.
You could have gone revoke Cavern Harpy. The Cavern Harpy's in play, and then swords it while he tries to get rid of it.
Didn't think that far ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So the Pontiff was a massive blowout, and you weren't aware of it. Okay. Well, thanks for talking with us, David.
Alright.
Hope to see you at more Legacy events. I reckon you'll do
Yeah.
reasonably well. Are you playing in the Highlander League?
Yeah.
Okay, hope to see you in the top 8 for that.
Alright, well it's less likely. I'm not as good at that.
Alright.
I don't get to play 4 Wastelands.
4 of all the things. 4 Wastelands, 4 Rishon Ports. Yeah.
I know. It's
Alright.
so hard.
Okay.